Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tiah, and as you can see here, I'm going to be showing you guys how to crochet this basic bikini top. It's very basic because we're just using literally a double crochet stitch, some slip stitches here and there, some single crochets here and there, chain stitch, but that's about it. Very basic. So this is meant so much for beginners. So if you're a beginner and you would like to make a bikini top for yourself or someone else, please watch this video to the end. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. But before I do so, I did make bikini bottom as well. That is also, I was using the same stitches as well, so very basic as well. So go ahead and check that one out. So in case you're looking to do a set, you can go ahead and be able to do so. Okay, all right, go ahead and get your stuff and let's get started. Okay my lovelies, so before we get started, I'm going to show you all the materials I'm using for this project today. And as you can see here, I'm using this gray color yarn. I've had this yarn for quite a while. I don't have the label, so I don't remember the brand, but it is 100% acrylic and it is a lightweight number 3. Okay, I'm also going to be using this 4.25mm crochet hook. Okay, so usually they would recommend a 4 for a lightweight number 3, but I'm using a 4.25, and as well I have my scissors here to be able to cut my strands at the end. Okay, all right, so go ahead and get everything that you need and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to create our foundation chain. Okay, now I'm going to do a foundation chain for my size to make a bra cup size for myself, and my size is a small, or aka an A cup. So if you're making these for yourself and you're a bigger in terms of bra cup size, then you need to make more chains. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a chain of 13, and I will start with my slip knot, which I do like this. Okay, so that's my slip knot here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my chain of 13. So 1, 2, 3. So that's my chain of 13 here. So if you're doing a bra cup that is for a little bit of a bigger size, let's say a B, a C, a D, whatever size you're making, then please make sure you increase the number of chains. And I usually go by increments of 4 chains extra for each of the cups that you're going to go and do. Okay, so if it is for a B, then I would add 4 more chains to this. All right, so with that said, I'm going to start my first row here. I'm going to skip this chain at the beginning here, and I'm going to skip the second one. In this third one here, I'm going to do my double crochet, but I'm going to go to the back of the chain and grab that back chain or back loop there, just like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you, this is the front of the chain, so it has these V shapes, and then the back of it has these bumps that look like little bridges. Okay, it looks like a zipper, like, you know, if you put a zipper, it has like these bumpy areas. It looks more like that, and so that's what I'm going into. So I'm just going to yarn over to do my double crochet. I'm going to grab the back, that bump in the back like this, and then I'm going to bring it back, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through the remaining 2 loops. So go ahead and complete your double crochets in the back of the chain until you get to the last one here. And when you get to the last one, come back to the video and I will show you how to move on to the next step. Okay, so see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so this is the end of my first section of the bra cup here. Okay, so as you can see, that's pretty much how it looks like. It's not too big, it's probably about 2.5 inches wide. Okay, and so to go on and start the next row. Okay, and keep in mind, you have to make sure you count your number of stitches to make sure you're not going to be adding or losing some stitches. So I have 12, and the 2 chains that we skipped at the beginning counts as 1. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you should have 12 stitches at the end like that. Okay, all right, so to move on to the next part, we're going to chain 2, turn your work, and then in the very first stitch here, you're going to do your double crochet, and you're going to go through both loops at this time, and you're going to do it in the next stitch and the next stitch, and so on and so forth until you get to the end of this row. Okay, so keep doing these double crochets until you get to the very last double crochet right here. And when you get there, come back and I'll show you how to move on to the next step, because it's a little bit different from what we have just done. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so I have completed the second row of this project here. So as you can see, I did my double crochets all across until the last one here, and if you count your stitches at this point, you should have 12 right now already. Okay, now the little thing that we're going to do a little bit different is we're going to start to work on this side of our project. So we're not chaining two and turning back the other way, otherwise it's just going to create a square. But because we're going to be creating a bra cup, it needs to look like one, right? So this is what we're gonna do here. So we just did our final double crochet here. We're going to pivot our work like this, so it looks like it's facing away. And then we're going to do, in this stitch right here, we're going to do a double crochet, and this is just from the chain 2 that we had from the previous work. You're going to do another double crochet in the same space. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to do 2 more double crochets in that space. So we're using that space there to put 4 double crochets in the same gap, and we separate the 2 with a chain 1 in between the 2. Okay, now that we have done that, and this is how it looks like, we're going to move on to this side. And in this very next stitch here, we're going to go through both loops, and this is the V's here. We're going to go through both loops, and we're going to do double crochets on this side, and we're just going to move on to the next stitch, which is this one right here, and do our next double crochet, and so on and so forth. So we're going to use these stitches here to do our double crochets until you get to the end here. So go ahead and do so when you get to this end here where my left thumb and middle finger is right here. Then you come back, and we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to move on to the next step. Okay, so see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I have gone ahead and did my double crochets all the way to the end here. So as you see, now we're starting to form that sharp corner that is going to be the top of our cup. Okay, and this is gonna be the bottom, where it's gonna pretty much support the bottom of your breast. Okay, so that's what you should have so far. So this middle row that we started off with, which is the very first row, is going to end up counting as our middle row. And then this is pretty much the first row that goes around fully. It loops around fully like that. So we're going to count this as our first row, and we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5. For my size, I'm going to be doing 5 rows. So this counts as 1. So I'm going to show you how to do the second one, and then I'll have you guys complete however many rows that you require to cover your breast, and then come back to the video so we can go ahead and move on to the next steps. Okay, I'll show you how to do the second. So 1, 2, so you do chain 2, turn your work at this point, and then you're just going to do your double crochet from the very first stitch right after your chain 2, and you're going to continue to do that until you get to the sharp part right here. When you get there, come back, and I will show you quickly how to work that corner to go ahead and continue working on the other side, and then that will pretty much be a repeat of your work. So what I'm doing right now here is repeats. This is what you're going to be repeating for however many rows you want to make for your cup until you get the size that you're looking for. Okay, so I'll see you guys when you get to the end here. Okay guys, so I am at the end of the this section or this side of the bra cup. I have one more to go here, and the reason I came back soon before I finish this part is because I wanted to make sure I show you that there's one more that you need to do before you go into this big gap in the middle, and it's the one just right here, this one stitch here. So make sure you don't skip this stitch. So you're just going to go ahead and do your double crochet on there like that. Okay, and then you're going to do your 2 double crochets in the big space in the middle. So that's 1, and that's 2, and then you're going to chain 1. Oh, let me just remove this fluff here. So you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do 2 more double crochets in that gap. Okay, so that's 1, and that's 2. So again, you created another sharp corner here, 2 double crochets here, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then you're going to continue, and on this side there's this stitch right beside your cluster here. Make sure you don't skip that one, it's the one right next to it. You go ahead and do your double crochet there, and then just continue to do a double crochet in each stitch until you get to the end. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go on your own here and complete the number of rows that you require for your bra cup. So again, I'm doing 5 rows. This is my second row. I'm doing 3 more after this. If you're looking to have more coverage, or you're doing it for a bigger breast size, then you're going to do more rows until you have your breast covered, however much coverage you need. And with this, you can always just keep trying it on your breast. You could just try to put it on your breast and see if it fits, or if it has the coverage you need. And if it does, then that's when you know you have completed the number of rows that you require. Okay, so I will see you guys when you have that done, and I'm going to do my 5 rows, and I'll be back to show you guys how to do the next couple of steps. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, welcome back. So this is my 5 rows here. Sorry, I went ahead and cut off my strand, but this is pretty much my 5th row, and when I got here, just cut off the yarn. So that's something you can also do at this point. Okay, so that is how my small cup size looks like. Okay, and you can use it on either way. You can have this as the inside, or you can have this as the inside. Both sides look exactly identical. Okay, we can weave in all of these later, but that's pretty much what it should look like. And to just kind of close these up, we're going to fasten it and just kind of pull it, and then that's it. So this is one bra cup done. You go ahead and finish the second one and just duplicate exactly what we did here. Get your second one done. When you have completed your second one, come back to the camera, and then I'm going to show you guys how to join it and how to have a row or 2 of the bottom here to join the 2 cups, and then we're going to do our straps, and that's pretty much going to be how our basic bikini top looks like. Okay, so go ahead and duplicate this. When you have your second cup, come back to the video and we'll move on to the next step together. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so welcome back my lovelies. So this is my second bra cup here that I've completed. As you can see, I haven't cut off the yarn here, so make sure you leave that on. Okay, so if I bring in my first one, so this is the one we completed together, and then I ask you to replicate that by making the second one exactly the same. So this is my 2 cups here. Okay, so yours will either look exactly like mine if you use the same, or you have the same size, or it's going to be bigger or smaller based on your size. Okay, another way that I usually make sure they're identical is I just align them together, and as you can see, they look exactly the same in terms of size. Or you can just make sure you have the right sizes by counting the rows, and this is the first row, or the last row actually, but this is the first row here, the second row, the third row, the 4th row, and the 5th row. Okay, and that's how you continue to count them. We count from this end to this end, and the middle part that we did is our base, so we don't actually count that as a row that we add to this, because otherwise it would be off. Okay, alright, so I'm going to put my first cup to the side, and I am going to go ahead, and on this side we're going to do a chain of 100. So we're going to start creating our strap right away. So I'm going to do a chain of 100, and then we're going to come back down that chain by doing slip stitches, and then we're going to continue to come down here, join the second one to it, continue to go single crochet. So we're going to do slip stitches coming down the chain, and as soon as we hit the base of the bra cup, we're going to do single crochets, and we're going to connect it here, single crochets, and then we do a chain of 100 on this side, and then we come down the chain by doing slip stitches, and then we will probably do that a couple of times, like 2 to 3 rows, and then that should be the end, and then we'll go ahead and create the straps that will tie behind the back of your neck as well. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna put this guy away, and I'm gonna bring this guy in with my crochet hook, and I'm going to do a chain of 100. Now the chain of 100 is, for me, I like it to be a little bit loose in terms of having extra strap, you know, just hanging, instead of it just being extremely tight. okay? So you're going to be able to do the number of chains that you require for your strap. So if you're extremely thin, you may want to do about 80 chains. If you're a little bit larger, then you want to do more chains as well, okay? So I'm going to do my 100 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So go ahead and do your 100 chains or however many chains you do, and when you come back, we will go ahead and start working back down our chains. See you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so I have completed my chain of 100 right here. So as you can see, it's pretty long. And just a tip as well, if you're going to be if every time that you do either slip stitches or single crochets coming down a chain, it actually does shrink the size a little bit. So if you measure this and 100 is just fitting right, you may want to do extra 10, extra 20, because when we do work with this chain coming back this way, it's going to actually lose a couple of inches of the length of the strap, okay? So that's something to consider. But nevertheless, I have my 100 chains here, and I'm going to work back by doing slip stitches, and I'm going to show you just how to do that, and then you will complete the rest of the chain with slip stitches. And then when it comes to joining back here or coming back down here to work down with our single crochet stitches, then I will come back to show you how to do that as well, okay? But as you guys saw, I did one more extra chain here, so that's just so I have a working back. So just do 101 or just add one at the end of the number of chains that you did previously. And then we're just going to go right here and we're going to do our slip stitch right there, okay? So I'm just gonna go like that. Then I'm going to move on to the next stitch right here and do another slip stitch. And I'm gonna move on to the next stitch and do a slip stitch, and then you just continue to do this until you get to the bottom of the chain here, okay? Until you get to where we started off with the chain. So this is all you need to do with the slip stitches. So go ahead and do that. When you get to the base here, the base of this area here, come back. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed doing my slip stitches down the chain, as you can see here, okay? So that part of it is done. So I am now at the base where we're gonna be switching over to our single crochet stitches, okay? So as you can see, that's where I did my last slip stitch here. And so now to do my single stitches, I'm just gonna go into the very first stitch here, bring it in, and then do my single crochet, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and go into this space here and do my single crochet. And then I'm just going to continue to do this. The bottom here doesn't have actual stitches to work into, but you just find a space that seems to fit, and you just go ahead and do your single crochets, and you're going to do these all the way to the end of this side of the cup right here. So go ahead and continue to do this. It should look like that, okay? So it just kind of cleans up the bottom here. As you can see, it's a little bit rough and raggedy over here, but when you do your single crochets, then it kind of cleans it up and makes it look nice like that, okay? So just go ahead and continue to do this until you get to the end of here. When you get to right here, come back to the video, and of course I will be right there to show you guys what to do next, which is gonna be to join our second bra cup to this first one, okay? So see you guys when you get to the end. Okay guys, so I'm at the end of this row here where I did my single crochet stitches, and now this is the part where we join it to the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the very next stitch on the other side and do my single crochet there, and then I'm just going to continue to carry that on to the other side and continue doing that, okay? Now, like I said, the cups are pretty much the same on both sides, so you don't have to worry what side faces down, what side faces up, because they're identical on each side. And so all you have to worry about is just get a section to connect these two bra cups in the middle here, and then carry on to the other side and continue to do your single crochets for the second cup as well. Now I'm going to just not go all the way to the end with you guys, but I'm going to explain quickly what you need to do because it's repeating the second part here, okay? So you're just going to do your single crochets all the way here when you put your very last single crochet right here. So that's where you're going to do your last single crochet, Then you're going to chain 100 again, or however many chains you did on this side. On this side here, at the end, make sure you add one. Do your slip stitches down, coming back down on the chain until you get back here. So when you get back here, come back to the video, and I'm going to show you how to continue to do the bottom here, and then eventually we should be done after 2 more rows. Okay, my love, so I have of course gone ahead and completed this side. So this is my 100 chains here plus 1, and then I worked all the way back with my slip stitch, and that's pretty much done. So I'm back to the base here, and now it just kind of matches this side as well. Okay, so putting this side away, I'm going to show you how to just do 1 row here, or maybe 2 depending, we'll see at the end, but most likely just 1 row here to just kind of solidify it a little bit more, and then that should be it. And then we're going to do our straps for the top part of the bikini top. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you that. And it's also optional if you want to do another row. If you don't, you can just finish this off here, cut it off, and you're good to go. But I think I would like to do a row here, maybe 2, we'll see, just to kind of make it nice and solid in the bottom there. Okay, so that's my last slip stitch right there. So since we're going right into the work here, I'm just gonna go right in with my single crochet like that. Okay, and then we're just going to continue to do a single crochet stitch in each stitch across all the way to the end, and we're going to continue doing this all the way to this end here, and then we will see if that's all we need to do. If we need to do more, of course we will do 1 more row coming back this way, but if not, then we will just cut off our yarn and be done. So go ahead and do this to the end. When you get to the end right here, okay, right here, come back to the video and I will show you guys what to do next. See you guys in a bit. Okay, my love, so I have pretty much worked all the way to the end here. So this is my last single crochet stitch right there, and this is pretty much how my bikini top looks so far, and I think I like it like that. I don't think I want to do another row. I think it looks perfect like that. It creates a nice clean base here. So what I will do here then is I will just kind of cut the yarn here and fasten it off. Okay, so we'll just cut it here. And then what I will do is just in that same stitch that we just did here, I'm going to do a slip stitch just like that, and then pull it off, and then that's it. And we will fasten these off, and as well as all these strands that are hanging everywhere here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So this is what it looks like so far. We have 1 more step to go. So these are my straps, and by the way, the best way to also make sure your straps are even is to pretty much pull it together like this. So as you can see, my straps are exactly even. Just another trick, because sometimes you may have accidentally added extra stitches and you don't even realize it, and it could sometimes look a little bit weird to have one string that is longer than the other, but that's it here. So I'm going to show you how to do the straps, and I will show you how to do one, and then you'll go ahead and finish the second one on your own, because it's exactly the same as the first part. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that, and then this is going to be the end of this bikini top. It's very basic, nothing too complicated. Okay, so to do our chain for the strap up here, I'm just going to do my slip knot to create a working yarn here, and then I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to go right into this big gap that we have here, and I'm going to take my slip stitch, bring it back to this side like that, and then chain 1, and that kind of locks it in. And then we're just going to continue to do our chain for the strap here. We're going to do a chain of 80. Okay, so I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So go ahead and do however many you need for the strap that ties to the back of your neck. I'm going to do 70 more because I have 10 here. I'm going to do 70 more to make it 80, and then I am going to come down that chain by doing slip stitches just like we did with this. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Do the number of chains you need, come back down, make sure you add 1 chain, and then come down and do your slip stitches. When you get to the very last slip stitch here, come back to the video, we would finish here together, and then I'll have you guys complete the second one completely on your own. Okay, so go ahead and do that. When you've completed your chains and then slip stitch, come back to the video. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I have gone ahead and completed the first strap here. Okay, so as you can see, I did my last slip stitch right here, and so I'm going to go right into the space, this space right here that we started the work with, and I'm going to go ahead and do my last slip stitch into that space just to kind of bring it all together. Okay, now that I have that, I'm just going to take my scissors and cut my yarn somewhere there, anywhere, and then this is the end of this side, and I will do a slip stitch here to close it off, just like that. Okay, there you go. So that's my strap. Again, we will weave these two hanging yarns later, but that's pretty much my first strap here. Very nice and clean and solid. Okay, there you go. And this is with 80 chains plus 1. And so what I would like you guys to do is go ahead and repeat what we just did on this side on the second cup, and do your chain. In my case, I will do my chain 80 plus 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring it back with a slip stitch until I get to the bottom. When I get to the bottom, the last slip stitch I'm going to do is into this gap here, and then fasten off your work and be done. And then while off camera as well, please weave in your end. So I'm going to go ahead and weave in all of these little strings that are hanging right here, including the ones that will come off here. And then when we come back to the video, we should be looking at our finished work and see how beautiful it looks. And that's pretty much gonna be it, you guys. So this is how basic this bikini top is. So go ahead and finish off here, weave your ends in, and come back to see our work at the end. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my loves, so this is pretty much done. So as you can see, I have completed my straps for the ones that are going to tie in the back of the neck here. As you can see, these are the straps here. And then I've also gone ahead and weaved in all the ends. So all the ends that were hanging everywhere here, I have weaved them in. So this is pretty much the finished product here. So this is the strap that ties behind your back for your bikini top, and then these are the straps that tie behind your neck. And like I said, again, this kind of looks very even on both sides, so you can actually wear this either way. So there's no inside or outside that is too obvious, unless of course you sew in the pads. So if you do have like bra pads that you would like to sew to your bikini top, then you can do so. Then it will kind of determine what side is the outside, what side is the inside. But if you're going to be wearing it as it is, then really there's no side that you will need to determine. And that's pretty much it here. So I hope you guys enjoyed making this basic bikini top with me. And like I said earlier in the video, there is a bikini bottom that I've already completed. You will find that in my channel, so go ahead and check that out as well. If you'd like to make a matching I guess bikini set, you can go ahead and check that out and make the two in the same color. But I made that one in red, and then I made this in gray, just so that we have two colors that we're playing with here, not kind of using the same color again. But that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. And as usual, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so, and make sure you like, comment, and share the video with your friends. And I will see you guys in my next video. Ciao, ciao.